The cake was perfect. 3 tiers of vanilla bourbon buttercream with hand-piped sugar roses that had taken Vanessa Cole 6 hours to complete. A small gold 40 glittered on top, catching the light in their kitchen that Sunday morning. Tomorrow was Logan's birthday, and for weeks she had planned this surprise party down to the last detail. 20 of their closest friends would arrive at 7 p.m. The caterer was confirmed. The playlist, songs spanning their 15-year relationship, was ready. Vanessa tilted her head, examining her work from another angle. She hadn't slept properly in days, determined to make this milestone birthday special, despite the growing distance between them. Maybe this would remind Logan of what they once had. Her phone buzzed. A text from her sister. "Almost there. Can't wait to see you." Claire was flying in from Seattle, another surprise Vanessa had arranged for Logan. She typed back a quick reply, then headed upstairs to shower before picking up her sister from the airport. The bathroom door was ajar, steam escaping from Logan's morning shower. Vanessa reached for the handle just as Logan's voice carried through the gap. I know, he said softly, phone pressed to his ear. "It's complicated. Yes, I miss you too." Vanessa froze, hand suspended in midair. "I don't love her anymore. Honestly, if she vanished before my birthday tomorrow, that'd be the best gift I could ask for." The air left Vanessa's lungs in a silent rush. Her knees weakened, and she gripped the wall for support. "I know we agreed to wait until after my promotion next month, but I don't think I can keep pretending." "Yes, I've already spoken to a lawyer about the house." "No, she has no idea." The bathroom door creaked slightly as Vanessa's weight shifted. Logan's voice cut off abruptly. "I have to go. I'll call you later," he whispered urgently. Vanessa stumbled backward, retreating into their bedroom just as the bathroom door swung open. Logan emerged, a towel wrapped around his waist, his dark hair wet and slicked back. For a moment, he looked like the man she'd fallen in love with 15 years ago at her cousin's wedding, the charming venture capitalist with the crooked smile, who'd quoted Pablo Neruda during his toast at their wedding. "Hey," he said, startled. "Didn't hear you come up." "I was just—" Her voice sounded distant, disconnected from her body. "Going to shower. Everything okay? You look pale." Vanessa stared at him, this stranger wearing her husband's face. "Fine," she managed. "Just tired." Logan nodded, already turning away, already disinterested. "I'm heading to the gym, then meeting Marcus for lunch. Probably won't be back until dinner." "On the day before your birthday?" The words escaped before she could stop them. He shrugged, not meeting her eyes as he pulled clothes from the dresser. "He wants to talk about that investment opportunity I mentioned. More lies." It came to her with startling clarity. How many there must have been over the years. How blind she had been. How pathetic, preparing a surprise party for a man who wished she would disappear. "Right," she said. "Have fun." When the front door closed behind him, Vanessa sat on the edge of their bed, her body trembling. She looked around at the framed photos on the walls. Their wedding, holidays, the life they'd built. All of it hollow. All of it a lie. Her phone buzzed again. Claire waiting at the airport. Vanessa took a deep breath, her mind suddenly, terrifyingly clear. Logan wanted her to vanish before his birthday? Perhaps she should grant his wish, just not in the way he expected. "You're sure that's what he said?" Claire asked, her voice low as they sat in the dimly lit corner of a cafe far from Vanessa's neighborhood. "If she vanished?" "Those exact words?" Vanessa nodded, cradling her untouched coffee. "Word for word." "Jesus, Van." Claire's eyes, so similar to Vanessa's own, flashed with anger. "What are you going to do?" It was strange, Vanessa thought, how quickly 15 years could unravel. The signs had been there, Logan working later, weekend trips for conferences, the growing silences between them. But she'd attributed it to the natural evolution of a long marriage. The comfortable quiet that replaces passionate beginnings. "I'm not sure yet," Vanessa said, "but I'm not going to cry and beg him to love me again." "Good," Claire said firmly. "Because you deserve better than that manipulative asshole." Vanessa smiled weakly. "Remember when Dad left Mom? How she fell apart? I remember how she pulled herself together and built a new life, Claire corrected. And you will too. Vanessa's phone lit up with a text from Logan. Working late. Don't wait up. Another lie, she murmured. I want to know who she is. Claire hesitated. Are you sure that's a good idea? I need to understand when this started. What I missed. Vanessa straightened her shoulders. And I need evidence for the divorce. 3 hours later, they sat in Claire's rental car outside a boutique hotel downtown. Logan's silver Audi was parked in the lot, visible from where they watched. This feels surreal, Vanessa whispered. Like I'm watching someone else's life fall apart. Claire squeezed her hand. You don't have to do this. Yes, I do. The hotel lobby was elegant with modern artwork and soft lighting. Vanessa approached the front desk, summoning the confidence she used in client presentations at the marketing firm where she'd worked before giving it up, at Logan's. Suggestion: to focus on freelance graphic design from home. Good evening. She smiled at the young man behind the desk. I'm supposed to meet my husband, Logan Cole. He mentioned he'd leave a keycard for me. The concierge checked the computer. I don't see anything under that name, ma'am. Of course. He wouldn't use his real name. Oh, I'm sorry. Vanessa recovered smoothly. He might have used his company name. Richardson Partners? Recognition flashed in the concierge's eyes. Mr. Richardson, yes, of course. Room 718. I can have another key made for you. Richardson. Logan's mother's maiden name. How utterly unimaginative. Actually, Vanessa smiled, her heart pounding. Would you mind just calling the room to let him know I'm here? I want to surprise him. The concierge hesitated, then nodded. Of course. As he dialed, Vanessa pretended to check her phone. She didn't need to hear Logan's voice to know he was up there. Probably with the woman he'd been speaking to this morning. I'm sorry. There's no answer, the concierge said after a moment. No worries, Vanessa replied. I'll just text him. Thank you for your help. Outside, she showed Claire the room number. 7th floor, she said. Let's go. Van, Claire warned. Think about what you're doing. I'm not going to make a scene, Vanessa promised. I just need to see. The elevator ride was silent, heavy with tension. When they reached the 7th floor, Vanessa moved purposefully down the hallway, Claire trailing reluctantly behind. Outside room 718, Vanessa paused. Muffled laughter filtered through the door, Logan's distinctive chuckle followed by a woman's voice. Vanessa raised her hand to knock, then stopped. What would it accomplish? Confronting them now would only give Logan the upper hand. Claim she was unstable, emotional. Instead, she took out her phone and snapped a picture of the door number. Evidence. Let's go, she whispered to Claire. Back in the car, Vanessa's composure finally cracked. Tears streamed down her face as she gasped for breath, the reality of her situation crashing over her in waves. 15 years, she choked out. 15 years of my life. Claire held her tightly. This isn't the end of your story, Van. It's just the end of a chapter. Between sobs, a plan began to form in Vanessa's mind. Logan wanted her to vanish? She would give him exactly what he wished for, with a twist he wouldn't see coming. The house was dark when Vanessa returned that night. She moved silently through rooms that no longer felt like home, gathering what she needed. Financial documents, their marriage certificate, the folder of property information. The beautiful cake still sat in the refrigerator, a mockery of her earlier hopes. In Logan's home office, she booted up his computer. The password hadn't changed since he'd asked her to pay a bill while he was traveling last year. Summit 2010, the mountain they'd climbed on their honeymoon. His emails revealed little at first glance. Logan was careful, compartmentalizing his life. But his browser history told a different story. Searches for apartments in the city, consultations with divorce attorneys, a jewelry purchase from Tiffany 2 weeks ago. Vanessa dug deeper, accessing his cloud storage. There, in a folder labeled RP Investments, she found it. Photos of Logan with a woman. Rebecca Porter, according to the emails, an associate at his firm. Younger, but not dramatically so. Beautiful in a polished, deliberate way. In one image, they stood on a beach, sunset painting the sky behind them. In another, they sat at a restaurant, glasses raised in a toast. The timestamps showed the affair had been going on for at least 18 months. Vanessa downloaded everything. Her hands steady despite the nausea rising in her throat. The sound of a car pulling into the driveway startled her. She quickly closed the browser, shutting down the computer, and retreated to their bedroom. She heard Logan enter, moving around downstairs. The refrigerator opening and closing. Then his footsteps on the stairs. Vanessa feigned sleep as he entered the bedroom. Logan moved quietly in the dark, undressing and sliding into bed beside her, keeping carefully to his side, maintaining the invisible barrier that had grown between them over months. How many nights had she laid awake wondering what had changed? How many times had she tried to bridge the distance, only to be met with vague reassurances that everything was fine, that he was just stressed about work? In the morning, Vanessa rose early, preparing Logan's favorite breakfast, cinnamon French toast with fresh berries, as if it were just another day, just another birthday. He came downstairs dressed for work, surprise registering on his face at the sight of the meal. "Happy birthday," Vanessa said, sliding a small wrapped box across the counter toward him. "You remembered?" Logan said, sounding genuinely touched. The duplicity was breathtaking. "Of course," she smiled. 40 is a big one." He unwrapped the gift, a vintage watch she'd found months ago when she still believed in their future. Logan examined it, running his finger over the engraving on the back. "To many more years." "All my love," something like guilt flickered across his face. "It's beautiful, Van. Thank you." "There's more," she said lightly. "I'm planning a little something for tonight." "Tonight?" Alarm crossed his features. "I actually have plans with some colleagues." "Work thing?" "Cancel them," Vanessa said, still smiling. "It's important to me." Logan hesitated, then nodded. "Okay, what time?" 7. "Wear something nice." After he left for work, Vanessa called the caterer and the guests, canceling the surprise party with vague excuses about Logan being unwell. Then she set her plan in motion. At 7 p.m. precisely, Logan arrived home, dressed in a tailored suit that Vanessa knew cost more than her entire monthly freelance income. He'd trimmed his beard and styled his hair, looking every bit the successful businessman celebrating a milestone. Vanessa had transformed the dining room. Candles flickered on the table, set with their finest china. The cake, now adorned with a simple happy birthday, stood on the sideboard. Music played softly in the background. Their wedding song, the one they'd danced to under twinkling lights in her parents' backyard. "This looks amazing," Logan said, genuine appreciation in his voice. Vanessa wore the black dress he'd always loved, her hair styled the way he preferred. "One last performance. Wine?" she offered, pouring without waiting for his answer. They sat across from each other, the weight of unspoken truths hanging between them. Logan talked about work, about the investment opportunity with Marcus, more lies delivered with practiced ease. "I have something for you," Vanessa said when he'd finished, rising to retrieve an envelope from the sideboard. "Another gift?" Logan smiled, reaching for it. "You're spoiling me." "Open it," she said softly. Inside were the photos of him and Rebecca, printouts of hotel receipts, screenshots of text messages she'd recovered from his cloud backup. Logan's face drained of color. "Vanessa, I can explain—" "Can you?" Her voice remained calm. "Can you explain why you told your girlfriend that if I vanished before your birthday, it would be the best gift?" He flinched as if struck. "You heard that?" "I did." Vanessa took a slow sip of her wine. 15 years, Logan. 15 years I gave you, and you couldn't even be bothered to come up with a better password than our honeymoon mountain. Logan's expression hardened. It wasn't supposed to happen like this. How was it supposed to happen? Were you going to wait until after your promotion? After you'd consulted with more divorce attorneys? After you'd hidden more assets? "I was trying to be kind," he said, his voice rising. "I didn't want to hurt you." Vanessa laughed, a sound devoid of humor. "How noble of you." Planning my financial ruin behind my back while sleeping with your colleague. It's not like that, Logan insisted. Rebecca and I, it's real, Vanessa. We connect in ways you and I never did. Save it, Vanessa cut him off. I don't care about your rationalizations. Logan ran a hand through his hair, frustration evident. What do you want from me? An apology? Fine, I'm sorry. But our marriage has been over for a long time. And you know it. What I know, Vanessa said, her voice steady, is that I deserve better than a man who wishes I would vanish. She stood, moving to the sideboard where she picked up another envelope. This contains everything my lawyer needs to ensure I get exactly what I'm entitled to in the divorce. Half of everything, Logan. The house, your investments, even that partnership stake you've been hiding in the Cayman account. His eyes widened. How did you— You're not as clever as you think, she said. And I'm not as oblivious as you believed. This is insane, Logan sputtered. You can't possibly think— I've already moved half the money from our joint accounts, Vanessa continued calmly. Don't worry, I've documented everything. It's all legal. You had no right. Logan stood, knocking his chair backward. That money is mostly mine. Community property, Vanessa smiled. California law is quite clear on that. Logan's face contorted with rage. You vindictive bitch. This is exactly why you fell out of love with me, Vanessa finished for him. No, Logan. You fell out of love with me because it was easier than admitting you're a selfish coward who couldn't honor his vows. She moved to the cake, running her finger along the edge to collect a swipe of frosting. I spent 6 hours making this for you, she said conversationally. Did you know that? 6 hours creating something beautiful for a man who wanted me to disappear. Before he could respond, she lifted the cake and dropped it directly onto his expensive suit. Buttercream exploded across his chest, chunks of cake sliding down to land on his polished shoes. Logan stood frozen in shock, mouth open but no sound emerging. Consider your birthday wish granted, Vanessa said, picking up her purse. I'm vanishing from your life, but not in the way you planned. She walked to the door, pausing to look back at him one last time. By the way, Rebecca called while you were in the shower this morning. I told her you'd meet her at the hotel tonight. I wonder what she'll think when you don't show up. When you don't answer your phone because I've already had the service switched to my new account? Logan lunged for his pocket, finding it empty. Where's my phone? Probably at the bottom of the bay by now, Vanessa shrugged. Along with your laptop. Oops, you can't do this, he sputtered, cake falling from his jacket as he moved toward her. I already have, Vanessa said. Happy birthday, Logan. I hope it was everything you wished for. With that, she walked out the door, closing it firmly behind her. Claire waited in the car, engine running. Did you do it? Her sister asked as Vanessa slid into the passenger seat. Yes, Vanessa said, a sense of lightness spreading through her chest for the first time in months. Let's go. As they drove away, Vanessa didn't look back at the house where she'd spent 15 years of her life. That chapter was finished. 6 months later, the ocean breeze carried the scent of salt and possibility as Vanessa sat on the deck of her beachfront cottage. Her laptop was open to a design project. Her business had flourished since the divorce, her client list growing as she reclaimed her professional identity. The divorce had been finalized with surprising speed. Once Logan realized she had copies of everything: his affair, his financial maneuvers, the consultations with divorce attorneys while pretending everything was fine. In the end, he'd agreed to her terms rather than risk a public scandal that might derail his career. Her phone buzzed with a text from Claire. Just landed. Be there in an hour. Can't wait to see the new place. Vanessa smiled, typing back a quick reply. Beyond the deck, waves crashed against the shore. A constant reminder that nothing stayed the same. That life was always in motion. Another text came through. This one from her attorney. Porter and Associates just filed bankruptcy. Thought you'd want to know. Logan's firm. The one where he'd made partner 3 months ago. The promotion he'd been waiting for before ending their marriage officially. The promotion he'd celebrated with Rebecca. According to the business news Vanessa still monitored casually. She set her phone down without replying. Logan's problems were no longer hers. The doorbell rang, surprising her. Claire wasn't due for another hour. Vanessa made her way through the airy cottage, so different from the modernist showpiece she'd shared with Logan, and opened the door. Rebecca Porter stood on her doorstep, looking considerably less polished than in the photos Vanessa had seen. Dark circles shadowed her eyes and her hair was pulled back in a messy ponytail. "I need to talk to you," Rebecca said without preamble. Vanessa considered closing the door, but found herself curious. "About what?" "About Logan," Rebecca said, her voice cracking slightly. "And what he did to both of us." Vanessa hesitated, then stepped back, allowing Rebecca to enter. They moved to the kitchen where Vanessa poured 2 glasses of water, eyeing the younger woman warily. "How did you find me?" Vanessa asked. "Your design website," Rebecca said. "Your new address is listed as your studio." Vanessa made a mental note to change that immediately. "What do you want?" Rebecca took a deep breath. "To apologize, first of all. What I did was unforgivable." "Yes, it was," Vanessa agreed flatly. "And to warn you," Rebecca continued. "Logan is not who either of us thought." "I'm well aware of who Logan is," Vanessa said. "But he's not my problem anymore." "He's been telling people that you had a breakdown," Rebecca said. "That you stole money, destroyed property, that you were unstable?" Vanessa laughed. "Is that why you came? To tell me Logan is saying nasty things about me? I expected nothing less." "No," Rebecca shook her head. "I came because there was another woman before me." "And another before her." Vanessa's amusement faded. "What are you talking about?" Rebecca reached into her bag, pulling out a folder similar to the one Vanessa had prepared 6 months earlier. "After the firm collapsed, I was cleaning out my desk and found this hidden in Logan's office. He asked me to hide it for him last year, said it was sensitive client information." She slid the folder across the counter. Inside were photos, emails, hotel receipts, a pattern identical to what Vanessa had discovered, but with different women, different dates, stretching back years before Rebecca entered the picture. "It's a game to him," Rebecca said quietly. "The chase, the secrecy. Once he has someone, he's already looking for the next." Vanessa closed the folder, suddenly weary. "Why tell me this now?" "Because he's looking for you," Rebecca said. "The firm's collapse wiped him out. His reputation is in tatters. He's been saying he wants to reconcile, that he made a terrible mistake." Vanessa stared at her. "And you're warning me?" Rebecca nodded. "He did the same to me, you know. All those promises about our future together? They evaporated the moment things got difficult. He was already seeing someone else when the firm started to fail." A laugh escaped Vanessa, genuine this time. "He's unbelievable." "He is," Rebecca agreed, a ghost of a smile crossing her face. "I actually believed him when he said you were crazy, that you'd fabricated evidence of our affair." "And now?" "Now I know better." Rebecca stood. "I should go." "I just thought you should know." At the door, she paused. "For what it's worth, I'm sorry. Not just for the affair, but for believing him when he said your marriage was already over." "It was over," Vanessa said. "Just not for the reasons he claimed." After Rebecca left, Vanessa returned to the deck, watching the ocean as the sun began its descent. The folder lay unopened on the kitchen counter, a part of her past she had no desire to revisit. Her phone buzzed with a notification. An email from an unknown address. "Logan, Vanessa, we need to talk. Things have changed. I've changed. Please give me a chance to explain. I miss you." She deleted it without replying, then blocked the address. Whatever game Logan was playing, she wouldn't be a part of it. The sound of a car pulling up signaled Claire's arrival. Vanessa stood, watching as her sister emerged, waving enthusiastically. "This place is amazing," Claire called as she approached the deck, bags in tow. "Ocean view, private beach. You really landed on your feet, sis." "I did," Vanessa agreed, embracing her. "Come inside, I have wine chilling." As they settled in the living room, glass doors opened to catch the evening breeze, Claire studied her. "You look good, Van. Happy?" "I am," Vanessa said, surprising herself with how true it felt. For the first time in a long time. Have you heard about Logan's firm? Claire asked cautiously. Vanessa nodded. Rebecca Porter just left, actually. What? The other woman came here? Claire's eyes widened in disbelief. To warn me that Logan's looking for me, Vanessa explained. Apparently, he wants to reconcile now that his life is falling apart, Claire snorted. The audacity of that man. It doesn't matter, Vanessa said. He wanted me to vanish, remember? So that's exactly what I did. Outside, the last rays of sunlight painted the water gold and crimson. Vanessa raised her glass. To vanishing, she said. And to reappearing exactly where you're meant to be. Claire clinked her glass against Vanessa's. To new beginnings. As darkness fell, Vanessa thought about the journey that had brought her here. From devastation to strength, from betrayal to renewal. Logan had wished for her to disappear before his birthday, never imagining that her absence would be his loss, not hers. Some wishes, it seemed, came with consequences their makers never anticipated.
And that wraps up today's story. Now we want to hear from you. Where are you watching from? Drop your city or country in the comments, and let's see how far these stories reach. If this story moved you or gave you chills, give it a like, share, and subscribe for more powerful stories. One last thing, rate the story from 1 to 10 in the comments. Your feedback helps us bring you even better ones next time. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you being part of this storytelling journey.